Hello, I am back today with a fresh smartwatch review. Today we have the Senbono K56 Pro Smartwatch. Now what I'm going to do is take this out of the box, show you what comes out of the box, and then fully charge it, go away, wear it for several days, and then come back with my full, fair, and honest review. So in this first segment, I will show you the watch. I will peel off the protective cover on the face. All right, and then let's see, it's also got one on the back of the watch. This will be covering the sensors to protect them. Let me press and hold a button and see if it has any battery life out of the box. Don't see anything there. Let me press the lower button. Okay, two buttons, upper right, lower right. Watch faces, we can scroll through some different faces here. And I don't want to get too caught up in this, but it's a beautiful looking watch. I think it's going to look very, very good on the wrist. And then we will have a user manual. And it tells us right here the app is DAFIT, D-A-F-I-T. And it will have a magnetic charging cable that will snap on the back of the watch. And the other end will plug into a USB charging brick. So I'm going to charge this up, wear it for several days, and come back with my full, fair, and honest review just in a few seconds through the magic of editing. Okay, so I've been wearing the watch for 3 days now, and I have to say I really like it a lot. It's got a 1.39-inch IPS screen that's 360 by 360 pixels. The watch itself is IP68 waterproof, and it's got a beautiful alloy case. Let me run you through the menus here and show you all the features and functions, then go look at the app, and then give you my bottom line. So if we swipe from top to bottom, we can get into some shortcuts here. You can get into the telephone mode, which this will make and receive calls when tethered with your phone via Bluetooth and when you're within range. That works. I've tested it. You have a shortcut to your settings here, call log, some games, and we'll get back around to all of these here. You have a brightness setting, and even at the lowest setting, I find the face fairly easy to read. I'm turning that all the way up for the purposes of this review. You can turn on and off the vibration mode where the watch actually vibrates and gives you feedback. There is that information button, and there you have it. Is definitely the K56 Pro Smartwatch. And that's about it there in the shortcut menu. If I swipe up, this gets me into my notifications. You can make, you can't make text messages from the watch, but you can receive them, again, when tethered with your phone. Your phone will push your messages to your watch and you can read them there. So that works just fine. And if we scroll from right to left here now, here's my step count for the day, my sleep. Here is where you would make and take phone calls when tethered via Bluetooth. Here is sort of a health summary of your heart rate and beats per minute, your highest, your lowest, your average. Here is your blood pressure, okay, and highest and lowest there. And your blood oxygen saturation number, or SpO2. I'm going to take a measurement in real time here so you can see how long this takes. But I find this to be pretty accurate. Oh, I think I didn't press the button. There we go. This is fairly accurate. It's been coming up at like 98% for me, and I test my blood oxygen with a pulse oximeter fingertip device, and it always gives me within 1% of the same number. So we're pretty good there. It's still taking the measurement, so I'm just going to riff a little bit and tell you more about this features here. This will do your heart rate. It's got automatic sleep tracking. The battery is a 400 milliamp hour battery. Okay, there's my blood oxygen saturation. And if we go back here, 3 days with a 400 milliamp hour battery, and I still have 92% battery life, which I think is amazing. Again, it's got that Bluetooth calling when tethered to your phone via Bluetooth, got blood pressure, SpO2, multiple sports modes, and it'll actually pull in your weather. And this gives you a full week. Today happens to be a Wednesday, So it's giving me the next day all the way up until next Tuesday. So a full week's worth of forecasts here. That pulls that in from your phone. You can use this as a remote camera shutter trigger, one tethered via Bluetooth. Here you would just shake your wrist and that will trigger your phone to take a message, which is good if you're doing selfies on a tripod, I suppose. It's got a music player. This just controls the music on your phone from the watch, again, when tethered via Bluetooth. And some breath training here, and that's it for the main menu. Let's look at the menu now. To activate the screen, I have the lift your wrist feature turned off, so I'm pressing this top right button, swipe from left to right. Here is your menu system, and you can spin these around, and it's pretty neat. It's got some games in here, Young Bird and 2048, whatever the heck that is. But you can look and spin around, and there's a little dot at the bottom here, and that is indicating what mode you're in. So there's your music player, there's your remote camera trigger, this is your weather, this is your SpO2, this is your blood pressure, and if I press that and then press it again, it will do a blood pressure measurement. I'll let you see this in real time, and then we will go back into the menu mode so I can show you a little bit more about that and what all features this watch has. So let's let this measurement continue on. The app is something called Dafit, D-A-F-I-T, and I'm going to mention this probably 2 more times because I get a lot of questions in the comment sections of these videos asking what the name of the app is. Okay, so there's my blood pressure. Go back to menu mode. Here's the call mode to make and receive Bluetooth calls from the device. It's got a built-in speaker and microphone. It works well. Here are your exercise modes. There's plenty in here, and you can always add your own. There's some, some well-known ones and some obscure ones in here, but there's plenty of sports modes where that will basically keep track of your heart rate, the time engaged in these activity, and an estimate of kilocalorie burn. Here is your heart rate. You can set it up to take continuous readings here and actually change your time intervals. So let's get back into the menu. Here is your sleep, and now you can pull in records from the nights before here. Here's June 24th, 25th, and last night the 26th. I like the fact that you can look at multiple days right on the watch. Now let me show you a little shortcut. If you choose one of the icons on the right, it's going to spin the whole dial there until the icon you tapped is in that bottom position, giving you access to that mode. So if I want to go into the settings here, I would press that settings icon. It's going to spin that around to the bottom, and there are my settings. I can do call reset, get into those games. This has a built-in stopwatch, and you can set multiple alarms, 3 alarms here to vibrate and wake you up. It's got a timer. Here's, you can change the menu view from this grid mode to a list view. Normally I like the list view, but on this watch I like the grid view for whatever reason. It just works with this watch. There's your brightness. You can turn vibration on or off, theater mode, reset, power off, about, the app download, AI voice. I haven't tested AI voice, but you can just, when tethered via Bluetooth, give your phone some commands through the watch. And here is a calculator, and that's about it for that. There's your weather. Okay, you get that forecast. Blood pressure, SpO2, I think we've talked about everything in here now. Here's your step counter. There are those games, that music player, remote camera trigger. And you can just spin these around this way till you get to the one you want, or just tap the one you want and it will automatically spin it around to put it in the position to activate it. Let's go to SpO2. Oh boy, what did I do? Let's just tap that. It'll put it in position, and then I'm going to tap that again, start a measurement, and you will see this will use the red diodes here. So this has both the green and red diodes, and I believe the red diode does a much better job for blood oxygen saturation. So that's nice to find in these lower end watches. I'm going to take this off my wrist and spin it around for you so you can get a good look at it. I like the looks of the face. It's a military style looking watch. It has some faux screws holding it together. It looks like it's holding it together. It's got the 2 buttons on the side. You got your speaker and microphone. You've got your sensors on the back. That alloy case. It's a little bit thick, but again, to get a 400 milliamp battery in there, it's got to be a little bit thick, and I love the battery life. Let's go look at the app, then I'll come back with my full, fair, and honest thoughts. Okay, the app here, as already mentioned, is called DaFit or DaFit, D-A-F-I-T. So I like the looks of it. I've reviewed this app before with other smartwatches, but you get your steps for the day, estimated yards walked, kilocalorie burn, and time engaged in walking. You get an MET score, your last 7 days performance. You have your sleep analysis from the night before, and you can go and look at previous days. There's my 7-day, there's the last 3 days here. So my sleep has been getting progressively worse as the week goes on. That just happens to be the way it is for me this week. Alright, so there's your sleep analysis. It gives you your time engaged in deep sleep, light sleep, REM movement, and awake times. Alright, here is your heart rate in beats per minute. And I could measure that in real time, but I'm not wearing the watch right now. Full day heart rate trace. So you can look at your heart rate data and you can look back over the week and see what that was. Your blood pressure readings, all right, you can take the measurements here from the phone to when the watch is on your wrist, your blood oxygen saturation. It has weight here, but it's not measuring your weight. You would have to input that, and you can set water reminders and get up and be active reminders if you want. There are many different watch faces in here. I obviously chose the one I like best for the purposes of this review. You can turn on and off notifications. I like to turn most of them off because I don't want my smartwatch constantly buzzing and binging at me all day. So I just use it as the phone and SMS messages. Here's that shutter feature to use it as a remote camera trigger. You can look at others here. You could change the time format from 12 to 24-hour time units, from metric to imperial. Choose your language. Auto lock 5 seconds. That's the amount of time the screen comes on and stays on. I usually set it to the minimum to save battery life. Daily quotes. A quick view. That's lift your wrist essentially. Here's your weather push. You could choose your city and your temperature, Fahrenheit or Celsius. I have my continuous heart rate set on to measure every 30 minutes. You can change that to as little as every 5 minutes. Okay. Heart rate warning, you can set one if you wish, and a 28-day physiological cycle reminder if you wish. And that's about it there. You can go in and you can set your goals for your step count. You can sync it with Google Fit and Strava. All right, and then it's got some workout videos and programs in here that you can look at, and when you have this your phone and location services turned on, when you start a workout, it can pull in the GPS data from your phone to overlay with your step count and kilocalorie burn. But no, this is not a GPS watch. So if we go back and take a look at the watch here now, and I go back into the main menu, if I go into phone mode here and go to dial pad, I'm now tethered with the app. I can make calls here. Alright, so you type in the number you want, you press the call button. This will make the call. Again, it's triggering it on your phone.
Hello, please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice.
You have volume control here right on the watch. You can turn the volume up and down. You can put it on mute, and of course you can hang up. So you make and receive calls from the watch, but it's actually using your phone. It's tethered via Bluetooth. So I just wanted to demonstrate that for you. So there you have it. Let's look at a few of the watch faces before I close this out. This skull looking one, I don't know what you would call that, kind of like an analog thing with hour hands, kind of an old school type dial. Another one in that genre, and you get the drift. That one's kind of neat. I love it when these things have a swept or a sweeping second hand. That's kind of rare to find nowadays. Here's some sort of bird. Don't like birds. Here's a nice big analog display that's easy to read, and where it's going to get us right back around. This one's kind of neat where it gives you sort of a comprehensive look at your heart rate, steps walked, distance walked, kilocalorie burn, all on one screen. So you can see it's got enough memory for many watch faces here. And if you don't find one you like, there's plenty more in the app. So my bottom line is the K56 Pro Smartwatch. I like it a lot. It's really good, solid watch, great battery life, easily removable watch bands with these easy release clips. This is selling right now for around 32 bucks, and I've got a link I'll put in the description so you can go right to it. I give this 2 thumbs up for the value. For $32, it's a pretty solid watch. If you're looking for these features, I think it's a pretty good choice. Go check it out, and come check me out at davethekayaker.com. This time of year in North America, I get into a lot of my kayaking adventures on that channel, but you know, on the side, I do these smartwatch fitness tracker reviews to help monetize my YouTube channel a bit, that I feed all that right back into the business to keep things going. So you can go check out all my reviews on my fitness tracker and smartwatch review playlist on YouTube. You can click that little thanks button and let me know you appreciate what I'm doing. I'll drop a link if you want to buy a coffee for me below. You can do that. Otherwise, the only way I can make all of this happen is by you engaging with this channel in some way. You watching this video is probably the best way to help, but you could also leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and let other people know about this channel. Until next time, be healthy, stay safe, and I'll be back soon with some more fresh reviews. I've got 2 smart rings coming and yet another smart watch coming soon. Stay tuned.
When you want an extraordinary racing kayak made in the finest American tradition, or maybe just own a piece of American kayaking history, you want a West Side Boat Shop kayak, now available from davethekayaker.com. West Side Boat Shop kayaks. The tradition continues.